Comedy Central is one of the few companies in '01 that wasn't preempted during 9/11. BattleBots was on during that coverage. I'm just pointing that out.
Yep.
Tosh Show. Tosh Show. Tosh Show for show.
Welcome to Tosh Show. I'm Daniel. There's Eddie.
What's up, Daniel?
Man, I'll tell you what's up, Ed.
Okay.
You know, I went to Palm Springs and had a delightful time. Now, when I go to Palm Springs, I usually rent a mid-century modern in downtown Palm Springs, and I try to pretend I'm in the Rat Pack.
Right.
The
old flavor.
Yeah. I smoke constantly.
Uh-huh.
I push Carly around.
It's just, hey, get over here.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Come here, doll.
It's the golden days of show business.
The golden days.
No, I don't do that. But I do always rent a mid-century. And I do listen to a lot of Rat Pack music while I'm there. Now, this time, I decided to do something different this year. We broke tradition, and I said, we're going to rent a house in Palm Desert. Okay? Now, that's a neighboring community. But it's much closer to Indian Wells, where we're going to watch tennis.
Right.
So the commute's going to be a lot less. Now, first of all, the house we rented, just beautiful. Hillside home. It turns out it's, what's his name? Bobby Burke. It's his house.
Okay.
Now, you know who he is. No,
Queer
you don't.
Eye.
He was on Queer Eye. He's the guy on Queer Eye that does the real work. You know, he's not the guy that like combs somebody's hair and goes, "Oh, there, you look pretty." He's the guy that like builds them a home.
Okay.
Yeah. So his area, his taste and area of expertise, all comes together in this property that he owns, that he rents out, and it's just beautiful.
Awesome.
Oh, it's a beautiful home. A lot of structures, so I could put family members in different areas. Had a pickleball court.
This is good.
Anyway, great. Now, do I have a complaint? It wouldn't be me if I didn't.
I bet you do.
Okay. Now, I bring a candle with me. You know, set the mood.
Right.
In case the kids go down early with no fuss and my wife's got a hankering for some tomfoolery. I'm ready to go.
Right.
Okay, so I have a candle lit. Then, at no tomfoolery.
Just
Okay?
got a candle.
No, I lit the candle. She's asleep. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to fall asleep. I better blow the candle out. Blow the candle out.
Smart.
Yeah, you blow a candle. Next thing I know, oh no, all the fire alarms are going off.
From the candle being blown out.
The smoke from the candle triggered a fire alarm. Now, here's the problem. There's like 4 different structures all the way down the hillside, and they're all connected. So my in-laws, they're down there trying to figure out why their fire alarm. Nobody has a clue.
Got a hill. You have to go up and down a hill.
It's just awful. I'm manually turning them off in each room. I got 2 kids asleep.
Right.
My wife is furious. Then I find one smoked area that's like 20 feet high in this like 2-story area. I'm like, well, I can't get to that button. And then I go to the alarm, the house alarm,
Right.
and it says the fire alarm's going off. And my wife just quickly type in the house code they gave us for
To get
for
in,
the doors.
access. Right.
And I did, and it just shut off.
It worked.
I was like, oh, thank goodness. Then I go up there, check on the kids. Guess what? Still sound asleep.
That's great.
I'm like, this is amazing. Now, we have other guests, and they have kids. I didn't check on them. Okay?
That's their problem.
You think this is just the end of the story. No, the story gets way better. Okay? You have to understand, this house also is very remote. It is the last house on the end of a road that is a single lane road that's, going up and down canyons, half dirt, half paved. Anyway, I'm getting the house settled. It's like 11 or so at night now. I'm climbing back in, but all of a sudden, I see lights like crazy. And there's a fire truck in the driveway.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, you gotta fucking be kidding me. And it's a gated driveway, so they have their own key that they can open up. So I run downstairs and I'm like, hey guys, I don't know what happened. And the main guy gets out, the captain we'll call him.
Okay.
He's irritated. He goes, I came up here last night for a false alarm.
Oh.
Are you the owner? I'm like, no, I'm not the owner. And I just got here today. He goes, you need to tell the owner of this place, get this fixed. We're coming up here every night because the fire alarms are going off. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't, nothing I could have done. I tried to get it turned off. I didn't know I needed to call in to cancel. He's got a little bit, he's getting a little mean.
Right.
But I mean, I understand.
Sure.
He's got to back a truck down the craziest driveway in the world. Next thing I know, another one of the fire guys gets out, young guy, big guy, goes, you Daniel Tosh? I'm like, yeah.
It's good, thank you.
I'm like, yeah, I'm Daniel Tosh. He's like, what's up? They gets the other guys out of the truck. It's Daniel Tosh. So we're all just meanwhile, I'm in my underwear and I got a Breathe Right strip on.
That's good. Good
This
look.
is how I sleep at night.
Sure.
I've got boxers and a Breathe Right strip. And they're like, can we get photos with you? And I'm like, yeah. Of course you can get photos with me.
Yeah, buddy.
You were coming up here to save my family's life. It's the least
Right.
I can do. So now I'm posing, shirtless in underwear with the Breathe Right strip, with these ripped, young,
Firefighters.
good-looking firefighters in front of their trucks with the lights on. And I'm just like posing.
Oh, that's good.
As the captain lightened
Yeah,
his
was he
mood?
like, did
No,
he-
the captain lightened his mood.
All
He,
right,
yeah,
good.
he's like, I don't know who you are. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. You don't need to. And he's like, well, let me look it up. I'll watch some stuff. I'm like, well,
well, wait till you get back to
come
the
on
place.
in. Anyway, so that was our incident. I appreciate Bobby Burke's place, but I want him to know that his fire alarms are a bit sensitive.
Sensitivity needs to be dialed down.
Dial it down. I was just trying to have just a nice little candle in my room. It wasn't even near the fire alarm. It was near the nightstand. Man, whatever. I'm just giving him information now. This is just for him. Okay, but this is only part one of this nonsense. And you need to know that the house is extremely far away from like the main road. Like you have to really travel to get to
Right.
the house. Like once you get off the main road, it's another 10 minutes of driving. Now, why is that important? I'll tell you. They don't have any EV charging.
Okay.
Now, my wife and I came up separately. She came up early, do a little shopping, go out to lunch, and she said, why don't you just wait till the kids get out of school and you take the kids and Carl? And I'm like, that's perfect.
Deal.
I'll just get stuck in traffic with 2 screaming kids and a dog, and we'll drive the 4-hour drive, which under normal driving would be 2.5. Anyway, I do it because I know that in a relationship, it's about trying to give more than the other person. Okay, so we have 2 EVs and you can't charge at the house. Okay, so I have to charge one of them at Target down the street.
Okay.
Okay, and I say, come pick me up and we'll go out to breakfast.
Nice.
Right. Nothing wrong here. So we go to this breakfast place. I should remember the name of it. It's popular in the Palm Desert area. And one of the guys came up to me and just told me at the restaurant, he goes, just love the podcast. And anytime somebody specifically says the podcast, I feel like, okay, this person is making some effort to endear themselves to me
Right.
by complimenting my latest project.
Yeah.
So I liked it. Now, what was the special that day? It was fried chicken over waffles with eggs Benedict on top of it. And I'm like, well, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
And my wife just looked at me like, are you nuts? And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's fried chicken and waffles with eggs Benedict on top of it.
Yeah.
This is delicious. So I devour this. And I'm like, okay, let's get out of here. We have friends with us at this
get out.
breakfast.
Let's get out.
Let's get out of here. But we got to swing by Target to pick up my car. It's finished charging. You don't want your car to stay on a charger. They now have a little extra charge
Yeah.
for just, eating up
Loitering.
some. Well, I didn't like that. So I wanted to get back there. Anyway, we agreed to get, I think, my son or daughter like a Lego or something from Target. So we were going to walk in there because we didn't find a good toy store. So we walk into Target. As soon as we walk in, I say to my wife, whoa, my stomach doesn't feel great. And she's like, no shit.
She told you, man.
And I'm like, I'm going to just leave. Is that okay if you stay with the kids and get the Lego? And she's like, how are you going to? I go, we have 2 cars here. She's like, right. She's like, take off. No big deal. I'm like, perfect. I'll take off. So I drive the 5 to 7 minutes to the turnoff.
Okay.
Okay. At about the 5.5 minute mark, my stomach's like, you're not going to make it. But right when I get the turnoff to where the house is, I told you, 10 more minutes
Right.
of backwoods driving.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I turn off, I'm like, I think I can make it. I get stuck behind the slowest car in the world. And I'm like, oh no. And like just having to be behind this car, I'm like, this isn't good. This isn't good. So I look in the car. I'm in my wife's car. I took her SUV. And I say, oh, she's got this huge plastic bag that she had just bought a little outfit for my daughter in. And I just pulled over real quick. I emptied out the stuff that was in the plastic bag, and I just stand behind the front seats in the SUV.
Right, of
and I
course.
just explode in this bag.
Did you blow right through the bag?
No, it's a big, heavy plastic bag. I explode in it. I fill this bag. And it's kind of nice. And then there's tons of wipes because this is my wife's car. And we've got, we got a young daughter. So I had wipes. And I'm like, this is nice. And then I tie this big, huge bag up nicely.
Right.
And I open the door and I just set it outside on the side of the road. Okay.
Right.
I mean, this is littering. I know.
Yeah, it
But
is.
there's nothing, I'm not keeping it in the car.
No.
So I set it down. And again, this is kind of deserty area. So much. Let me just bring this back to one more thing. When I pulled off of this road the first time with my son, he had just woken up from a nap and he goes, Dad, I woke up and we're in Mexico. I don't know why he appropriates, but it was a good observation because it definitely feels, like you're out there. Anyway, so I drop this bag off and I get home and I make it to the bathroom again for rounds 3 and 4. I sat on the bag for rounds 1 and 2.
Okay,
Anyway,
yeah.
so then everybody gets home and I immediately tell the story that I didn't make it. I got close, but they are like, it is a long distance from the main road to this house. Almost sympathetic. They're like, why didn't you go to Target? I'm like, I thought I could make it. Anyway, later that night, we're leaving to go back to tennis for the evening session. Okay? And I point out the bag. I'm like, there it is. My wife's freaking. She goes, why is it so square? And I'm like, I don't know why it's square. She was shocked at the bulk of the bag.
Right.
On the way back that night, we'll stop. I'll take a photo of it for the podcast. Anyway, on the way back, the bag's gone.
Oh, man.
So either someone picked it up, but I can't imagine somebody cleaned it up because it's so remote. I think an animal took
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Okay, so an animal took it and had a snack. I mean, I know what you're saying. Fried chicken, waffles, with eggs Benedict.
That's a Daniel Shooter. That's setting you up.
It got me.
Of
Oh,
course
it got me.
I like Carly being like, are you crazy?
No, well, because it was a fun order. If you're gonna make that your special, I'm gonna order it. All right, we got to get to it. By the way, today's episode, you love robots, right, Ed?
It is my thing. I like it. I used to draw them, remember, on airplanes so people wouldn't talk to me?
Yeah, enjoy. Did you know Fast Growing Trees is America's largest and most trusted online nursery with thousands of trees and plants and over 2 million happy customers? No green thumb required, just quality plants you can count on. Plus, get ongoing support from trained plant experts who can help you plan your landscape, choose the right plants, and learn how to care for them every step of the way. More plants than you'll find anywhere else, including rare and unique varieties. Plants for every growing zone and climate. You don't need a big yard or lots of space. You can grow lemon, avocado, olive, fig trees indoors, along with a wide variety of houseplants, all grown with care and hand-selected to thrive in your home. Right now, they have great deals on spring planting essentials, up to half off on selected plants. And listeners to our show get 20% off their first purchase when using the code TOSH at checkout. That's an additional 20% off. Better plants and better growing at fastgrowingtrees.com using code TOSH at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com, code TOSH. Now's the perfect time to plant. Let's grow together. Use TOSH to save today. Offers valid for limited time. Terms and conditions may apply.
Tosh Show.
My guest today is a fellow show creator from the glory days of Comedy Central back in the Dr. Katz, Craig Kilborn era. He has spent most of his adult life exploring the question, what would happen if you put radial saws on 2 toasters and released them in the same room? Please welcome the co-creator of BattleBots, Trey. Trey, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
First question, do you believe in ghosts?
No.
Are you still happy you went with the BattleBots route instead of the lucrative yet disgusting world of sex robots?
That's a good question. Sex sells. So
I know. We all know it sells. Yeah. Did you ever know anyone from that world that was working on sex robots is like, hey, you know what? I could create something that might do some damage in the ring? Is that a no?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't know. I just feel like it's such a parallel world. Have you always been into robots?
Yeah, more or less.
Did you have an erector set as a child?
I did.
Did you like it?
I did.
I loved my erector set.
It was a lot of fun. Most of our contestants start with things like that to build even today. They'll start with Legos.
What about magnetiles? I feel like those aren't good. My kid loves Legos, but I had the erector set. That was fun.
That was the best.
Yeah, tightening bolts all day long. You created BattleBots with your cousin Greg.
Correct.
That's pretty great. When did you create it?
Back in 1994, 95 is when it all started with Robot Wars, and then actual BattleBots came into existence in 98, 99.
First of all, how old were you when you guys created this?
Fresh out of college, so, 20-something.
Both from California?
Yes.
Same area?
Kind of. Where I grew up kind of in L.A. He was in Northern California in Marin, but our mothers were sisters, and so neither of us had brothers, so we were kind of pushed together. Our mothers were best friends, and they talked every single morning.
How did you stumble into like robots actually fighting? The Robot Wars, which was 1994, 95.
So Mark Thorpe, a guy who worked at ILM, he basically built models for George Lucas. He first built a vacuum cleaner that he put on a remote-controlled tank. And he started driving around thinking he was going to make a vacuum cleaner, remote control out of this so he could sit in his couch. And that didn't work out so well.
He invented the Roomba?
I would say that's pretty accurate, yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, he started bumping into things and chasing things and decided, hey, maybe I'll get some of my ILM friends to build some robots. And they all showed up in 1994 for the very first Robot Wars. Cousin Greg went to that event to help Mark Satrakian. Mark Satrakian is probably one of the most incredible engineers. He built that Spider-Man that flies through the air at Universal Studios that's unattached to anything. He built the little face that you see open up on Men in Black.
Those things are actually practical. Like they actually existed.
They actually existed.
Yeah.
Back then, there wasn't the CG and stuff that they could do. So they actually built the robots, or they built the things. And anyway, he invited. They went to school together. They took movie class together. Invited Greg, and
so you built one for this very first.
The second. So Greg and I built a robot called La Machine.
La Machine. Now, why did you go with a French name?
Well, it just seemed like it would work.
La Machine's genius was its simplicity.
Correct. Yeah, it was
a wedge.
Yes, it was a wedge.
You guys were going there. You saw the mistakes that people had made. They were going, form over function, and you were like, no, let's make one that can actually win.
We didn't think we stood a chance. We had no money. We had about $200 my mom had given us to buy a transmitter. We didn't have speed controllers. We got the motors out of starter motors is what we used out of boat starters. We had a battery that we took out of Gage Kashwa, one of our friends' Honda Civic, and we'd pull it out of the Honda Civic, put it in the robot. We'd drive the robot for 5 minutes. We'd pull it back out. We didn't have a charger, and we'd put it back in the car, start the car, and let the car charge it. It was very hard to drive. So it was either all on, full force, each wheel, and you had to kind of do this, turn them on and off real quick to steer.
It's like driving Bigfoot. I've never driven a monster truck, but I feel like they're always running one side of the wheels to the other side, et cetera. All right, go on. So it immediately did well?
So the steering was very, very difficult. And what I would do is back up. I was a driver, of course. And I would back up to kind of line it up. And that backing up added this anticipation to the audience. And so they'd see this thing backing up and kind of lining up, and all of a sudden you just hit the go button, and it went very, very fast because it had all that juice going right into those starter motors that start your engine. Those motors are actually pretty powerful, and it would slam into the other robots. Nobody could beat us. We ended up winning the middleweight competition that year, and we ended up winning the heavyweight melee that year. During that final heavyweight melee, the crowd started chanting La Machine and stomping their feet, Greg was gone, sitting in the audience with his girlfriend at the time. Mark Thorpe came up to me and he said, you're going to get wasted. You want to go in? The crowd is calling for you.
What was the weight difference, just out of curiosity?
So we were 80 pounds and the heavyweights were 160 pounds. So it was twice our weight.
Okay.
This robot Thor was made by a company called Schilling Robotics. It was about the size of a go-kart. It was all hydraulic and had this hammer that would go down, this hydraulic hammer, that when that hammer went down, it would vaporize the concrete. That was the champion at the time. They said, you're going to get wasted. Mark Thorpe said, you want to go in? They're calling for you. I said, absolutely. Quickly grabbed the battery out of Gage's Honda Civic, stuck it in there. Greg comes out of the audience going, what is he doing? You know, and we ended up winning.
How'd you beat him?
We kept banging on him and pushing them all in the corner. We stacked him up, literally stacked him up in the corner. We just kept pushing him and stacking him, pushing him and stacking him. And he was smoking and hydraulic fluid going everywhere. I mean, it was...
What do you win for something like that?
It's just pride. A trophy.
You got a trophy, though.
We had a little trophy.
All right,
the trophy was
trophy.
You got a trophy.
It's like the beginning of Big Hero 6. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a BattleBot poster in that movie.
There is.
Yep.
Oh, that's good. Had you ever built a robot before La Machine?
I worked on a lot of things, but not a real robot. I wouldn't say a real robot. We used to build things and then kind of destroy them and blow them up as kids. So Greg and I would build things and then we'd put little M80s in them and stuff and blow them up. Back then we had Cox cars. Remote controls really weren't big. It didn't really exist. You couldn't afford them. But we used to have Cox cars and stuff that would follow strings and we'd run them into each other. Mm-hmm. We'd take those airplanes that had the strings on them.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Around
and
circles?
Go around in circles
yeah.
and you go upside down and we'd each go opposite directions to try to hit each other, which was a little bit difficult.
Oh, I didn't even think about doing a little dog fight with those old planes spinning in circles. Has a robot ever gotten loose in the crowd, like a bull jump in the stands?
Not necessarily loose in the crowd. We had a incident once. We were trying to, this is way back at the beginning with La Machine, actually. We were trying to get a sponsor, and so we went and met the Stanley Steamers, which are a group of people who built some computers. They were the HP engineers that actually invented the computer system. And they had this giant room with, chrome chairs in it, right? And we went in there to make a presentation. A robot went a little crazy there and kind of banged up a bunch of their chairs.
You got an 80-pound machine flying around. That's going to do damage.
Yeah, it's a little bit of damage. Yeah. We didn't get picked up on that TV show for some reason.
How did you end up at Comedy Central?
We went and knocked on all the doors. And they actually laughed at us and said, you probably had this experience too, right? No, don't call us, we'll call you. And you never hear from anybody anymore. But they kind of giggle and chuckle and say, this is interesting, but it's, whatever. Debbie Liebling was kind of in charge. I saw it and said, yeah, this is funny.
Did you say we didn't want it to be funny, though? Or were you in a position where, like, I'm just going to... See, that's always what I did when I tried to sell shows. Whatever they thought it was, like, that's what I pretended. That's exactly what I wanted it to be.
We were pretty hardcore on what we thought. It was a sport to us. So we weren't going to let them edit the fight. That was initially, they came in and they said, okay, we want to edit this and make this into our comedy, whatever. And we said, no, you can't do that. This is a real sport. But around that, we let them do their comic, what I would call comic shtick. Mm-hmm. Some of it was great. One of my favorite ones was Carlo Bertocchini claims that his cat was injured, out in a car thing, and he built this robot, and the cat could control the robot. And the cat sitting in the robot, driving the robot around, it was absolutely hysterical. And one of the best pieces that Comedy Central actually did. I mean,
I was always, as a young comedian at the time, I was always confused by the show at first. I was like, why is it? Comedy Central would always put comics in things, and I'm like, is this what I have to do? I was always baffled by some of the things they did. The fighting, that part of it, that was the interesting part. Bill Dwyer, by the way, Bill with one L. Have you ever asked him why that is?
It's a good question. No, I haven't.
He spells his name with one L. It just doesn't, never set well with me. I've known Bill, I haven't seen Bill in forever, but he's still hosting your live show in Las Vegas now.
He is, and he's great, and he's really funny.
What? The Sklar brothers used to be on the show as well?
Yeah, they were,
What? They finish each other's thoughts. That alone is hysterical.
That is. Yes.
Let's see you and your cousin do that.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
And then what? You had Carmen Electra.
Yeah, she didn't really Oh, I didn't like her, to be honest
You
with
didn't like Carmen Electra?
No. It was funny during the filming, and she came out the first time, and all the kids would run by her. She was sitting down once, and she saw all these kids running, and she thought they were coming to take a picture with her or do something with her. They ran right past her to some of the engineers of the contestants there, and her face changed from...
She didn't know the market. You got to know the market.
Yeah.
Those nerd kids don't want to hang out with Carmen.
No.
She's no Jenny McCarthy. Okay?
Tracy Bingham was great.
Tracy Bingham.
Yeah.
I mean, listen to all these people that were on BattleBots back in... When did it get picked up from Comedy Central? 2000? 2001?
Yeah, it was 99 or 2000, somewhere right around there.
Comedy Central is one of the few companies in 01 that wasn't preempted during 9/11. BattleBots was on during that coverage. I'm just pointing that out.
Yep.
It's a weird moment to have robots destroying things. Donna D'Errico.
Donna D'Errico was absolutely my favorite.
Okay.
She was a genius. She did stuff, that actual comedy that was so funny. This kid had lost. He was probably 8 years old. His robot got destroyed. And she says, "Would a little kiss make you feel better?" And the kid looks up and his eyes open up and everything else. She bends over and kisses the robot.
Uh-huh.
It was absolute
I like
classic.
Good for her.
There was nothing funnier I've seen.
Is an 8-year-old really making a robot?
They obviously have help, but
Okay.
yeah.
This is what my son built. You tell me. And
Okay.
this at 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got a car. He tapes. First of all, the rocket was still good, and he breaks it and he tapes it onto a car. And he's like, "Dad," and I'm like, you just took 2 toys and turned it into one shitty toy.
This is exactly what Greg and I used to do as kids at his age.
Okay, so
this is-
you're telling me my son might have something?
He might, yes.
Let me see if this thing works.
His brain is thinking correctly.
Get this off my desk. My son built this.
That's great.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, it worked. That's good.
We'll see what happens when the dog...
It's still going.
Yeah, it's going. All right.
It even righted itself when it turned over.
So I shouldn't be mad at him for destroying 2 toys?
Absolutely not. No, you should encourage him, actually. You should give him... Listen, best thing you can do, if you've got something that breaks that you're not going to fix, give it to him, let him take it apart. What he could learn from that is phenomenal. A simple toaster. You know, if you give
I'm
him that...
not giving him electronics like
What-
that, a toaster.
Give him a toaster. If it doesn't work and you're going to throw it away and you're not going to get it fixed, which most things you don't today.
I'm glad you brought up a toaster, though. On my toaster, the plug, the 3rd prong, it's snapped off. You don't need that for anything.
Well, it's a safety. There's part of
That's
that.
for safety.
That's for safety.
But because I've used it for years without that piece.
It doesn't necessarily need it to work, but it's a good safety thing to have.
Don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to get rid of the toaster. It's too nice. Minus that little piece that broke off. That's the good thing about me with my son. Like whenever he does something, I actually am impressed because it's like I'm like I couldn't do it. I don't know why that works or doesn't work. Maybe I should start taking things apart. How many years were you on at Comedy Central?
We did 5 seasons
Okay.
on Comedy Central. Some of those years we did 2 seasons a year. But I mean, Comedy Central did make us famous. You got to give them full credit, and they did.
I don't give them full credit for anything in my life.
Well, I do.
That's me. I'm bitter. Who fired you over at Comedy Central? Do you remember?
Comedy Central was sold. Remember, MTV ended up buying Comedy Central. So that was kind of our demise.
That was my demise. Was the dipshit over at MTV too? Old Chris. Once he came over.
Yeah, they
Probably shouldn't call him that.
can edit that part out.
Yeah, well, leave it in. You know, he knows what he is. After the Comedy Central show was canceled, you launched a nonprofit to teach kids robotics and promote STEM education. Why was that important to you?
You know, it's kind of the whole point of BattleBots is to get kids interested in math and physics and building little things like that. So if we can inspire somebody to do something that they don't normally do, I think that's the whole point, to make, education fun.
Any of those kids go on to like...
They all end up going on and becoming engineers.
No, I meant go on to like building a robot and fighting in your thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I love to talk about Andrea Suarez, who built Witch Doctor. She went to an all-girls Catholic nun school in Miami, and the nuns fell in love with the girls asking the right questions. They're still building BattleBots there today. Makes math make sense. It makes all this stuff they try to shove into your head that you never... What is pi?
3.14?
Okay, what is it?
I don't know. It's a circle.
Okay.
Why don't do this to me. I teach once a week at my son's school, 1st grade math, and let me tell you, I get panic stricken when they like check my work, and I'm like, all right, hold on, let me just look. And that's first grade math. So don't start with pi and its relevance to everything.
Well, if you were going to build a BattleBot and your son is going to build a BattleBot,
Okay.
that's what it's going to make pi make sense, because that's your wheel, that's your sprocket size, that's the speed that you're going to want to calculate your robot to go. That math suddenly that they taught you way back when, that they gave you an equation for, that you know is 3.14, that you know is some circle, that you don't know what that does. And most of the people that, why did you learn that?
I don't know why I learned it.
Because somebody thought it was important.
Because my parents made me.
Exactly. But your son now is going to look at that and take that math, and now he's going to go to the car dealership when he turns 21, and you're going to buy him a car, and he's going to argue with the Ford dealer that torque that they showed on the brochure is not correct, because he calculated it using that equation.
All right. This relationship that you've created between me and my son is not going to happen. What about the golden ratio? When do we start using that?
Oh, there's all kinds of crazy math out there. Yes.
I think it's all crazy now.
Okay, now it's crazy. I got you. Talk to me about the process of building one of these robots. How much does it cost? How long does it take to build? And are they completely destroyed after a match?
So it depends on who you are to build them. So I talked about Mark Satrakian before. He built the Snake, which was one of his coolest robots, in 18 days.
That's a short time.
That's incredible.
Okay.
That's unbelievably incredible.
I was just clarifying.
Most people, this is more of a hobby. It's not a full-time gig. A lot of people would like to make it a full-time gig. So if we get to the gambling days, eventually, maybe then it will become full-time and they can actually live off this. But most people spend their nights and weekends building. I would say it takes 3 to 6 months sometimes to build them. Money, it all depends. You're buying parts. So if you take your time in the equation and, how much maybe you think you deserve an hour, how much does that cost? Or how much do you
I'm not a good example for that, but
the parts are not terribly expensive.
Okay.
You can buy speed controllers for under $1,000 and motors for under $1,000, depending on.
So all right. Once you start saying the word thousand, though, I'm like, ugh. That's a lot of money just to have somebody else destroy it with their better invention.
There's a great story where these professors spent about $70,000. They had cameras on board to drive with those goggles, that see, where the robot's going. They had a net throwing device back before we didn't allow nets.
Before you banned nets.
And which is a good reason. And they had saws that would move it in and out. They had a turret that fired this little piston cannon kind of thing. They came to win. Spent a lot of money. They go up against these two boys, 9 and 10-year-old, and they actually built their robot by themselves. It was 2 wooden boxes of multi-bot that started as 1 and broke into 2. It was 2 wooden boxes covered in carpet. And the light turned green to start the match. 2 little boys' multi-bot splits in half, and between the 2 robots, they had gaffer's tape, duct tape, and they duct taped them down to the floor. $200 is what they spent on their robots. So $200.
Duct tape is good.
We outlawed duct tape after that too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, didn't.
Just after that match, you didn't let them go again?
Well, it was
way
great.
To stifle a 9-year-old's creativity.
It was great. The crowd didn't stop clapping and cheering and didn't sit down. It was
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, we've had robots that kind of just skirt the system.
Has there ever been a cheating scandal in the BattleBots community?
Not exactly that I know of. There's definitely some people that kind of push the envelope. One of my favorite ones was the Mythbusters. They were BattleBots contestants way before they were famous Mythbusters.
You guys created the Mythbusters, basically.
Well, they were, yeah. I mean,
they gave them a platform and you launched them.
And they started. But Jamie, he goes over to his opponent and he starts talking to him. He goes, "Oh, we're going up against each other next. Show me your robot. Oh, that looks really cool. That's amazing." And talks to him a little bit about it. And then he walks away and he takes a couple Alka-Seltzers while his back's turned and puts those in his mouth, starts drooling, and foam is coming down, and he turns back and he looks at the guy and he's just, starts getting angry and he turns all red and everything. And this guy, this opponent that he's going up against next, is just terrified now.
Oh, sure.
This foam is driven. Nobody knew Jamie back then, but it was psychological warfare. He was psyching him out. So when he did get in the ring with him, that guy just kind of folded and didn't want to have anything to do with him. Yeah. We've seen other stuff where people will actually go and measure parts, like the one team will go away and they go over there and they measure and do a bunch of stuff on their robots on a table.
Well, that should be stopped.
Well,
you shouldn't allow that.
We figure that's okay, as long as they're not sabotaging the other robot.
You can't measure someone's robot. I don't like it. Do you guys inspect these things, like to make sure that there's not a bomb Or like, why does somebody have a hand grenade launcher and just toss that to the other opponent?
Yes, we inspect these things to make sure there's no bombs or hand
Because
grenade
it
launchers.
seems like a bomb would be a no-brainer. Can you have fire?
You can, yeah, and people love it. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest with you.
What, you don't like fire?
Well, I'm the guy that goes in there and puts the fires out, too. I've always sacrificed myself before any.
What's Bill doing?
I mean, what?
Yeah.
Have Bill put a fire out, for goodness sakes. Can they fly?
Yes, you can.
You're allowed to fly.
You're allowed to fly. Yes, you can have lighter than air. You're thinking. I can see you're thinking.
Well,
You're
I'm always trying to beat the system, and I also just want to bet on it.
yeah.
Can technology create something that jams the other person's signals?
You can't do that. So the rules are basically
Hack their car.
there's-
Make their the other opponent's car commit Harry Carey.
So we used to have rules. We really don't have rules anymore, but it is common sense, and what we television doesn't want to see invisible weaponry, right? That would be what I'd call invisible. If the robot
I
just
agree
stopped-
with you, but not everything's about television. I just love.
They wanna win.
I want somebody to win, and I like somebody that has the ability to create that. Is that easy technology to create to jam their signals?
It would be pretty easy, yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. I mean, you could block their view, right? You could just block their view. They can't see to drive the robot. Then that wouldn't be exciting.
If
There's-
an arm came up with just a can of spray paint and just started spray paint in front of where the other
I
driver
see you
was,
thinking you're gonna.
I mean, I
yeah,
love it.
Yeah.
No,
No,
start building.
I like. What about a robot that just starts laying bricks and just builds a wall around?
you can't have an entanglement device. Laying bricks would be probably considered
Doesn't
an
seem.
entanglement.
Well,
An
now
intentional.
I'm gonna. Not only will I show up with my legal team to to dispute
Right.
all of your claims.
We have small print. We'll let you.
What about diplomacy? Is there room for diplomacy before the wars begin?
That's a good idea, Ed. That comes out there and doesn't want to fight and just tries to.
Turns its back.
Yeah.
Oh, what a statement that would make in BattleBots.
Yeah.
Now you got something.
Refusing to fight, lays down their weapons.
You have to engage.
Has the military ever come calling?
They show up at every event, actually, and recruit. There's a few engineers that end up getting great jobs.
Wouldn't that be great if that's how we solved our global conflicts, by just letting countries just BattleBot each other?
It's a great idea.
Oh, man. It'd be fun to go to war.
I mean, we're kind of doing that now, aren't we not? I mean, with all these drones and all these things that are kind of,
Yeah.
there's taking the human element out of it. We're kind of doing that to a certain extent.
I'd still like us to enter a sex robot in every time. And then be like, you know what? We came to win. Boston Dynamics. Have they ever tried to enter any of your events?
Scott LaValle, who I built robots with the little kid, he actually built Atlas for Boston Dynamics, and he worked on Big Dog, Little Dogs.
The
handful.
dogs. Do you think they would do well in your ring?
We are doing Creature Combat, which we just filmed a little bit of, kind of a teaser to figure it out, but we are moving on into this new kind of it's not just dogs, it's creatures.
Sure.
And it's kind of interesting to see where it goes.
Alligator would be a good. You want low to the ground. You recently competed at an Ultimate Fighting Bots event and won.
I did.
How was operating a humanoid?
It's so I do have an ability to manipulate machines better than most people. So knock on wood, never been in a car accident or anything. Just fly helicopters. I can drive just about any machine and flown just about any machine out there.
You ever do that thing in Vegas where you drive heavy machinery around that sand pit?
I have not done.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but that would be boring.
But what if they let you fight them?
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah. It's not really geared to be fought, but that's a good idea. That's what I would do. You know?
Do you ever fantasize about tricking out a Waymo and destroying like a Tesla?
It would be interesting. Greg and I both worked for DARPA. We were liaisons during the very first DARPA competition for autonomous cars. And my car was Carnegie Mellon, or that's the car I was a liaison for. And during the very first practice, it actually went into a wall, knocked the wall over and broke the gate. And I was like, yeah, BattleBots, man. And that was the coolest thing. They were like all worried.
Has AI helped improve the BattleBots?
It's interesting to see where it goes. We do have a fully autonomous robot, Orbitron, and practicing during our face-offs and proving grounds and getting better. It did win its last fight full AI. The autonomous technology and all that is kind of interesting. I'm kind of on the fence with some of it. let me jump backwards here for a second. The NFL has been showing a humanoid robot throwing a football and whatever that they've always wanted.
Fox always does that nonsense.
And you kind of ask yourself, do you want to see football players that aren't human?
Didn't they do a movie like this with what's his name? The guy that sings, Greatest Showman.
Yeah, Real Steel.
Real Steel. That was basically this, right?
I mean, I
didn't watch it.
That was a fighting thing. The problem is there is a lot, that was all fake. And a lot of people think that was real. Even some television.
Who thinks Real Steel was real?
A lot of TV people.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Sorry, I don't want to get you off track here. I agree with you. Nobody wants to watch robots play football.
It's the human element. Like when this AI robot goes up against a human driving a robot, that's interesting to me, right? But if you had two AI robots going against each other, that would be boring. Like you mentioned the UFB event that undisputed heavyweight champ right now. It's not that interesting because you don't, when you see a guy fighting and, you see him get hit or something, you feel that. You kind of feel that experience. You go, wow, that would hurt. I mean, you watch a football game, that guy gets hit and you go, I wouldn't get up. That was a gnarly hit. But if it's not human, you don't feel it. You don't care. So I don't really see that being interesting.
All right, fine. Done. Forget it. When did you start flying helicopters?
87.
You still fly?
I still fly. I still have my own helicopter. I was going to fly down here, but the weather was a little bad yesterday.
That's good. So you say no. You say no when the weather's bad.
Yes.
Get there-itis. Is that a real thing?
It's a real thing, but I don't have that problem.
You don't?
No.
You just have a hard line, no chance.
I don't fly in bad weather. Yeah. It's not fun.
Why do helicopters struggle in bad weather?
They don't necessarily struggle in bad weather. I mean, the point is to be able to see. And
I get it, but in general, why can't helicopters fly through thick fog? Why do people get twisted and not figure out which way they're going?
Why would you want to?
I don't know. I just want to know why there isn't a fail-safe in helicopters that makes it.
I don't fly airplanes. Why? Because you can't see out of them. They give you a little teeny window. I
know.
They put all these gauges in front of you. You can't even see the landing.
Half the time, they put up cardboard in the windows just to block the sun from pounding them.
It's like, why?
I'm not a flyer.
I want to see.
Okay. What about, have you flown any personal drones? The ones that can actually carry a human yet?
No, not ones that carry humans yet.
Would you?
I don't know. That's a good question. I kind of look at that entire industry and scratch my head and go, why? Why are they reinventing the wheel? We have a perfectly good helicopter.
No, because we need something. Here's why. You need something to get you out of danger and not have to actually learn how to fly a helicopter.
Okay, but you can autonomize a helicopter just as easy, if not easier, an existing machine.
It's too big.
You could,
It's too big, Trey.
I hear you.
Everybody that's on the show gets a gift, okay? I don't know where these legs came from, but I just had it. I had these in a drawer.
This is the gifts you give out?
Mm-hmm. It depends on who's on the show, but I thought that you're definitely going to need these legs.
I could put that on a toaster.
Put on what?
Put it on a toaster.
You still got instructions for those. I don't know.
Creature Wars.
That is yours.
This is the way you stop your hoarding. You just give this.
Sometimes it's stuff. This is brand new. This is a Japanese, what is this? Best broom and dustpan to clean up the messes. But apparently this thing is amazing. Never been opened. It's beautiful.
Wow.
I'm sure it's nice.
This is the re-gift from Christmas?
No, that was not a Christmas gift. That's insulting. Somebody bought me that for Christmas. I think that was
not insulting to give that away then.
No, you'll like it. Okay. You'll like it. Okay.
So every single night that I'm at the live show in Vegas, I end up sweeping the floor after.
Yes, and try this broom.
I'm an expert at it.
Put that on the floor, please.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
This I wanted you to have. This is my first. This is from Comedy Central. I've never a gold record from. I did this right when BattleBots came out. This was my first Comedy Central album. My manager, Christy Smith, just a horrible deal she got me in. I signed this deal to record a comedy album. This was back when CDs were a thing. And then I find out immediately that I have to give them 5 more albums.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never did it. I did one and I never did it again. Anyway, I also thought it was weird to hang your own stuff up. So it's obviously never, so I'm just going to give that to you as a Comedy Central memorabilia.
You need to sign it.
I'll sign it for you.
So I can go to Pawn Stars after
that. Yeah,
that.
you go to Pawn Stars, you get $20 for it. But the only one I ever actually hung up was I had, somebody else gave me Dane Cook's. And I had that in my bathroom for like a decade at my office.
We have a little treasure spot at BattleBots. When you come to Vegas, you got to come see the show and bring your son.
Done. I'll bring my son.
Bring your mom.
I'll bring my son. I'm not going to bring my mom.
Bring your
mom in Vegas is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
She'd love
Should
it.
just should complain about what I spend money on. Oh, how much does this cost, Daniel? No, that doesn't seem. Here, I'm gonna have to put
Get
those
that off
table
my-
legs on the
yeah.
floor. Thank
Clean
you.
up. Okay.
Do you still tinker and make stuff or no?
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. As much as I
You
can.
still have a La Machine?
I still have La Machine. Yep.
Did she ever lose?
She did lose kind of towards the end. Biohazard finally flipped her over. Then we put some writing mechanisms, and then we started BattleBots and couldn't compete anymore.
The live show, is it new people every day or is it robots that you guys have just created?
So we have a couple dozen robots that were made by the professional teams, and we have many copies of those, and we keep fixing them and putting them back in. We also have proving grounds and what we call face-offs. Proving grounds is kind of for the newbies, and we do this on weekends where people that want to come and compete and make it to the TV show, they can show up at proving grounds and kind of prove to us they belong in the TV rounds.
I get you.
Yeah,
Is this all ages?
it's all ages. Yeah,
Okay.
It's
So, I mean, a lot of times it's hard for me to find something in Vegas for my kid to go to.
oh, he would absolutely love it.
He loves showgirls, but I'm just always like, I'm
This-
sneaking him in the back.
This is to inspire him. This will.
Oh, that inspires him.
Yeah, that'll.
What casino are you in?
So we're part of Caesars.
Uh-huh.
We're right behind the Horseshoe.
You and Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Has she ever come in and used one of the robots?
She hasn't.
That's a shame.
We do have a lot of Vegas fans, famous fans. Chris Angel comes all the time with his kids. We have Donny Osmond that comes.
Chris Angel, is he dressed weird still?
Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
mesh
Yeah.
and like
yeah.
nipples are showing
Yeah,
or
he's-
something and
yeah.
chains everywhere.
Yeah. He's
Floating.
a character.
Does he
He's a character.
float?
He's very good at that. Yeah.
What about Carrot Top? You ever seen Carrot Top?
I've never
walking?
seen Carrot Top. I'd love to go see Carrot Top.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't believe you haven't seen Carrot Top. He's as soon as he finds out that somebody really would love to see them, he's going to be at your doorstep.
I mean, talk about a guy that puts things together. He could probably come
Yeah, I
over.
mean, Carrot Top, this is right up his alley. He builds stuff all day long. I still don't understand how somebody hasn't ever taken a stray from one of these weapons going whizzing by.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like you said, like at one point they were allowed to shoot little cannons.
Yeah, we allow untethered projectiles now. Yeah.
Right. And that there's just no way that can. What if it aims straight up in the air and then.
We have a very strict safety protocol, and we've been doing this for a long time.
Is there a top?
There's definitely a top. There's two tops, actually.
Okay.
There's a double layered top that's about sits a foot to absorb energy.
Makes a lot more sense now.
There's all kinds of technology in this box. It's a rusty old looking box. It doesn't,
I still worry though. Now it's up. Now you're inside this box. Are the drivers inside the box too?
No, of course not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense too.
Yeah, that would.
They're just on their
I
own.
just like one of them going, I'm in here with a suicidal maniac. Get me out. Are batteries exploding?
We have a lot of explosive. We were probably.
There's probably in that box. There's some chemicals that you just probably don't want to mess with.
We have two vents bigger than this table that enter our box and evacuate everything outside that goes into a giant filtration system. It's a giant truck that it has all this, charcoal and stuff
And they
in
just
there.
pump that right into the casino floor.
It plugged right in the casino floor. It
just-
had a little oxygen.
That just keeps people
yeah,
gambling.
it keeps them gambling, a little dizzy.
Ah. Okay, you've thought of everything. By the way, you've been doing BattleBots for how long?
Over 30 years.
Do you have another televised version or like a mainstream television show in the works?
So we just got our very first sponsor. So we
after
were
30 years, you got your first sponsor.
we weren't allowed to get sponsors because we were broadcast and the broadcasters wouldn't allow us. So we started off on, like I said, ZDTV and the internet. We immediately got swept away by broadcast. We got picked up by Comedy Central, and then we went on to ABC, and then we went on to Discovery. And broadcasters, they wouldn't allow us to go get sponsored. They didn't want us to get Coca-Cola and give it away. And now, because we're going to YouTube and we're going to be a YouTube full show, now we can get our own sponsors. So we got our very first sponsor, a company called Bright Data, who's given us enough to create the TV show. So we're creating 20 episodes, filming in April. It'll air probably June or July.
Okay,
So-
that's it. I mean, good for you for stick. I mean, did you ever think when you guys started this nonsense in the 90s that here you are 30 years later and you're like, yeah, I'm still doing that, building robots?
It's kind of different in the sense that there's no end to what people can create. And we see new robots and new ideas and new things. I mean, Jameson has a chop saw that he'd been working on for, I don't know how long, 7-8 years.
That's too long to work on a chop saw.
And he ended up making a win now, and he's the champ. He's the one to beat.
Explain to me what this new show is in April. It's not the current show that's in Las Vegas?
No.
Is it called BattleBots?
It is. Yes.
Will
BattleBots.
Carmen Electra be on it?
I don't know yet.
Oh, that
it's
would
possible.
be great. That would be a good get.
Haven't seen Carmen Electra. in a long
You don't want to. But
Pro League, bring her back.
all right, sorry. So in April, we got the new show. It's called BattleBots.
It's BattleBots Pro League. Yeah.
League.
And it's the best of the best.
How many booby traps are set up in the current courses?
I mean, there's saws that come out of the floor. There's hammers. There's a new element to the new show that we really haven't told anybody about yet. And we have hammers. The contestants control those hammers. For this Pro Series, we believe we're going to allow those contestants to take off one of the hammerheads that they'd like and reattach their own weapon to that. So they could come up with a new idea that becomes part of our arena hazards that they control.
But it only goes up and down?
It only goes up and down.
I got an idea.
It's got to be a sex thing, right?
No, that's all I come up with. The only thing I ever come up with is different. It's like it's Vegas, for goodness sake.
Right.
Is it being filmed in Vegas?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It'll be filmed in Vegas.
Trey, thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks
for having me. Yeah.
I want to thank Trey for being on the show and inviting me and my kids to the show in Vegas. And we will take them up on that offer on one condition, that we can compete. I want my kids to get in there and fight the robots.
Oh, I like that.
Right. I want to show my children that they are smarter than computers
Humanity.
and stronger. Either that or they're going to get their asses whipped.
We all learn something. We'll learn something either way.
Yeah. Kids fighting robots. You put that show
Whoa.
together in Vegas, I'm coming.
Kids fighting robots.
Okay, we got some plugs. Patreon.com/Tosh Show. My first farewell tour. I'm out there right now, enjoying this country. Some people call it the flyover states. Not me.
Not you.
I call it the refueling states.
Yeah, exactly. You got to touch down sometimes.
Yeah,
Get
you
some more
touch down,
gas.
you refuel, you get the fuck out of there.
Mhm.
ToshShowStore.com. And now, since I hear the music playing, I know that it's time for They Love Me, They Love Me Not. Go ahead, Eddie.
All right. From Ceremonial Dagger.
Hold on. Ceremonial Dagger?
Ceremonial Dagger.
Uh,
The names are great.
this is a ritual?
I don't know who this is.
Okay, all right,
but-
go ahead.
Daniel, I love you. I love just about everything you say. I agree with almost every opinion you have, but I will not accept Larry Bird slander. That's where I draw the line. Good day, sir.
I think it's a fair point. Now, in fairness, I was just poking the bear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't really
teasing.
believe what I was saying. Larry Bird is and will always be the greatest white player
That ever played.
that ever lived.
Ever.
Okay?
Any sport.
They say he was a good trash talker, but could anyone really understand him?
I'll take you to hell, Bill. Hickory.
Click.
Larry. I'll miss him. When did he pass?
God, it's been a while.
No, all right, that's fair. Listen, my apologies to Larry Bird and all the bumpkins out there.
All you bumpkins, we apologize.
All right, what else you got?
Heavy Gray. This is from Heavy Gray.
Okay.
Worst interview ever. She was a delight, though. Looking forward to the next episode.
You think I'm the worst interviewer ever, but she was delightful. Maybe she was only delightful because of my horrible interviewing style.
Maybe it's the way you're playing them. You're bringing
Yeah.
them out.
I only pretend to be the worst interviewer so that they can look more delightful.
The cat and mouse game here.
Yeah, you don't get me. See you next week. Tosh Show for show.